My name's Quin Thomson. I'm the soprano soloist for the Song of the Birds project, which is a Van Diemen's Band project, and this is PJ, my assistant's dog. So sometimes it's birds even sort of talking to each other. So the swallow is saying to the duck, "Hey, I can't even look because it's so, the face of Jesus is so splendid and shining." So it's this real conversation about how all the trees have come out in leaf and bloom, even though it's the middle of winter, because Jesus has been born. So it's this real celebration. And yeah, I think there are 6 different birds mentioned, and about how they're all talking to each other about how great it is and how strange the weather is and how it's all really amazing. And it's a big celebration, and it's a celebration. It's quite pantheistic. It's very sort of close to nature, which is kind of nice. It's that kind of, hi puppy. He's a trainee. Yeah, so it's kind of nature meets religion, but kind of nature wins in a way over the religious content. It feels like a big party about nature and birds, yeah. One of the things about this project that's really nice is that not only do I get to be the big diva and have the amazing hair, look at the amazing hair, but also I direct the Tassie Youth Orchestra Chorale, and they've been involved in this project from the outset. The arrangement that Donald Nicholson did was with us in mind, with me and with TYOC in mind. They're an enormously talented and willing bunch of young people. They've done me proud. They came straight out of lockdown into this recording, the audio recording, and they're all really excited about today. They're going to be in a movie, and they're super stoked. So working with them is really delightful. It's a real privilege to be able to be part of shaping the musical life of young people and helping them love to give voice and make music together. Today began well before dawn. I fronted up to a cabin where there was a stylist, and she put a face and the amazing hair on me, and various other musicians also were kind of getting styled as well, and there was a lot of kind of costumes and earrings and stuff happening. And then from there we went into the bush. So really, Spring Bay Mill's a fascinating site in the sense that it's a real intersection of natural beauty and massive kind of industrial stuff. You know, you walk past giant excavators with log grippers, and then you walk into the bush, and in the background you've got Bishop and Clark, and it's like gorgeous, full-on long views nature. And so there was the most glorious sunrise, and it's quite inspiring to actually do a song which is very nature-inspired in a landscape which is so gorgeous. So it's a real privilege to be here. On the other hand, filming is quite a strange experience. You become suddenly aware of everything that your body's doing and all the ways in which you're quite strange. So it's standing in the bush in the really big high heels and kind of thinking, what are the words to the next verse? I can't quite remember. So yeah, it's an interesting mix of gloriously inspiring and quite strange. So we actually are doing this in 2 completely separate halves. We did the audio recording last September in St Canis Church in Sandy Bay. So we had the whole band and the TYO Chorale and me all set up there with really amazing leading edge recording equipment, and we did a full day of just getting all of the entries beautiful and all of the cut-offs together and getting the balance right. And there was, it was, because I was doing 2 things, it was reasonably complex because I had to direct the choir and then we overdubbed my solo line over the top. So in itself, the audio recording was not uncomplicated. And now We're doing the visuals separately, which, as I understand it, is normal practice for a music video, and it gives you a lot more scope for messing around in the landscape and not having to worry about the quality of the audio. So yeah, that's what we're doing here today. I have to say, Van Diemen's band are extraordinary. They're world class. To find a Baroque orchestra of this calibre in Tasmania, where we have a population of, 500,000 people, it's unlikely, verging on bizarre, unlikely. When I left Europe, where I lived in Europe for about 8 years, and I was plying my trade over there for that time, and I didn't think that I would experience that sound again. I thought once I left Europe, that was that. I wouldn't hear that again. They play on Baroque instruments. They play with historically informed performance practice. They play beautifully. They're all absolute masters of their trade. Many of them have trained in Europe with people who have an unbroken tradition of doing music from the Baroque. And while the repertoire, the Song of the Birds that we're doing today, is a Catalan folk song, so not Baroque repertoire per se, and while it has a contemporary arrangement, so Donald Nicholson, living composer, composed the thing for us. All that being the case, Donald's an early music practitioner, and he knows my voice as an early music voice. He understands how a Baroque band works and what the soundscape is that he has to play with, and he's put it together very sensitively for the forces, and the forces are just beautiful, really first class, beautiful forces. So the band is amazing. It's always an immense privilege to work with them.